guys, on to 𝑽𝒊𝒐𝒍𝒆𝒕 Awakening to got Toxic Gelato featuring our Vanilluxe from Paradox Rift with the Frigid Room ability, locking our opponent's Pokemon from attacking if it has 40 or less HP remaining. We'll pin this card with a Loyal 3, hitting 300 damage with our Okidogi EX using its Chain Craze attack and Binding Mochi with Janine's Secret Art, Pecharunt EX, Energy Switch, and Dark Patch for the acceleration. We also have our Squawkabilly EX, Radiant Greninja, and Fezandipiti EX for the draw support with 2 Irida, 1 Arven, 1 Research, and 1 Pokegear. For our Stadium, we're playing 1 Academy to save any 1 card from the Squawkabilly discard, 1 Town Store for the Tool Search, 1 Prime Catcher, and 1 Boss for the Gust with 1 Earthen Vessel and 13 basic Darkness energies. So that's all for the deck list. Now let's go for some gameplay and see how well this deck works. First game with Toxic Gelato. Let's go Tails with Snom. And we're going first. It's against a Charizard. We got Pecharunt in the active. 1 Janine, 1 Nest Ball in our hand. That's all we need. We're going first though. So we're forced to actually discard our supporters. Should we play Squawkabilly right now? Or should we just get the Greninja, Okidogi? This is a going second deck, just in case you guys are wondering. I feel like we should be going second because even against a stage 2 EX, we should be waiting for them to do the damage first. Like Charizard, because they can't do a one-hit knockout. If they can do a one-hit knockout, then we should be going first. So it really depends, but I don't think you get to choose. You don't get to see what your opponent's playing. But I feel like we have to go second though, because we want to be playing Janine and Squawkabilly's ability on the first turn. So if we had to Squawk and Seize, discarding supporters without playing them, that would be pretty bad. And we can also play Poisonous Musculature. Okidogi has the first attack that allows you to search your deck for 2 darkness and attach it onto your Okidogi, onto your active Okidogi, while poisoning it for the next turn to do extra damage with Chain Crazed. So if you don't get your Janine, if you don't get to do your Turbo Energy Switch, if you don't get to attack on your first turn, going second, then you can at least play your Poisonous Musculature, which is not bad a deal. If you're stuck, the option is always there. But anyways, here comes the Charmander, a Pidgey, or a Bidoof. They got Cleffa on the bench. Okay, they got another Charmander. So the fun thing about this deck is that if they don't play Hero's Cape, if they don't have any HP buff or recovery cards, we don't have any Lost Vacuum, but you could factor that into the list. You can easily just swap a Rare Candy or something for a Lost Vacuum to deal with that. But if they play cards like Ancient Box with the capsule, if they attach the capsule late, is the same goes for Serena EX. If you play a Terra Serena EX against an Ancient Box, and if they attach the tool card at the last minute, they can actually attack against your Vanilluxe, right? If you play Terra Serena with Vanilluxe or Terra Serena with Panic Mask, they can still attack by simply attaching the tool cards late. They have the booster for the HP boost. But if they don't do that, essentially we get to lock them from attacking by simply evolving our Vanilluxe, forcing them to deal with that Pokemon with their second Charizard before they can actually do any damage with the first one. Right? They have to basically waste 1 turn doing a boss on the Vanilluxe while switching into the second one because they can't attack with the first one. So it's actually a very fun deck that you can play with while they're struggling to get their second one going. While they're struggling to attack, we basically got the extra turn to do the knockout or a boss, Prime Catcher, collecting extra prizes while doing the lock effect. So it's an interesting way of playing Okidogi. Instead of your regular Monkey Dory or Brood Bonnet Poison combo, we have instead Vanilluxe for the attack lock, which is super cool. But anyways, here comes Ultra Ball for their first Rare Candy, Zard. They got the Radiant in the active though, and they're attaching the Seal Stone while doing the Prime Catcher onto a Cleffa. Because we actually go first, so this is their first turn though. It's a bit early to be doing the Ultra, but I guess they want to be emptying their hand to draw more cards. Expecting us not to play an Ayano on the next turn or risking it. I mean, we got Janine, but we can still play Iono for this list. We can do 4 Iono, 4 line of Ionos for a Loyal 3 deck any day. So you never know. Or Judge even. Judge is not really a good card though. It doesn't really give you great support. Not many people play Judge these days, except for a control deck. It doesn't even really work for a control if you don't play a proper support. But here comes Vanillite. We're gonna bench our Vanillite and do Poisonous Musculature, I guess. Because if we do the knockout here on the Cleffa, they're gonna swoop in and kill our Okidogi with the Defiance Band. I don't think they even need the Defiance Band because we're poisoning ourselves. Oh, I think they do though, because 210 is not enough. They need 230? 230 damage. Do we poison it early? Oh no! They did a Prime Catcher, so we're now in the active. We actually have to poison with either Janine or the attack. But we're gonna do Musculature right now for the acceleration because we did Irida. We're gonna draw with Greninja as well. This is a very fun arrangement, very fun hand that we got. We actually top deck Research as well. Let's hope they don't play Iono. They're probably gonna do it at some point, but we got Poke Gear, extra supporter cards in the deck, we should be fine. We got Fezandipiti as well, and Greninja. I mean, we used to have Tracking Shoes, Pokestop with Night Stretcher or Rod, but now that we don't have the Rod, we have an extra Fezandipiti, just in case we discard it with Squawkabilly early. We got Academy and Night to prevent the wrong discards as well. We used to have 2 Academies, now we got 1. It's a very tight list. It's kind of a tight list, not gonna lie, but it's actually pretty fun if you get to pull off the combo. Against a Charizard though, I feel like you have the time to dig for the evolution, to attach attach enough energies to attack, because they actually need a couple turns to set up as well, and they're not doing enough damage for the knockout. For their first hit, they're not doing enough damage, so you just need to delay the game, get enough energies, wait for your evolution, and then once they do their first hit, then you attack to lock them with your Vanilluxe, and then do the knockout the next turn. If they switch to something else, at least you get more damage in the game, and then eventually you got your Prime Catcher boss, as we said, to collect the last remaining prizes. We can even attack with Pecharunt, doing Irritated Outburst for 60x damage with Janine and Binding Mochi. If we don't get to play Janine on Pecharunt, we don't get to do Mochi for the damage boost, but 60x is a lot. If we do a boss on, the Pidgeot, we get a free knockout if they took 5 prizes. Not likely for them to have taken 5 prizes unless if they play Dusknoir, but if they took 4 prizes, you can boss a Lumineon, Rotom on the bench, any other supports like Fezandipiti for the last 2 prize or something. Anyways, here comes Forest Stone, searching for any one card using the V-Star power. Isn't that cool that we had tool cards to play V-Stars? Like the old, what was those thing called again? The GX moves, Normalium Z, the Z power thingies. I don't know what they're called. Crystals or something, but those are pretty cool as well. They're sort of like TMs, but now we have instead abilities and attacks. We have abilities though that we get to play by attaching a tool card, which is pretty awesome. But anyways, V-Star is about to get rotated, and then they're gonna issue in Stellar. When's the next rotation though? I'm not actually sure, but after Stellar, we're gonna get Trainer's Pokemon back in the game. Lily's Clefairy EX, En's Reshiram, and Zoroark EX. Those are gonna be big. Marnie's Grimmsnarl though, I feel like that's the most prominent one. Marnie's Grimmsnarl. Like, that is so cool. I would definitely be playing that. That is probably the best one if you ask me. Apart from Clefairy. I'm obsessed with Clefairy. If you guys haven't watched my Clefairy video, go watch it, because I cannot get enough of that thing. Just the fact that it destroys Dragapult makes it my favorite card of all time. My favorite fairy type EX, let's put it that way, but that's pretty specific though. Anyways, we got Janine back to the game and research which one are we gonna play. Let's do Town Store for Binding Mochi first. So they did 180 on the last turn and we got a couple more HP to spare. Be careful though, because Okidogi is poisoning itself, which is a bit odd. So you have a couple turns left before Okidogi gets knocked out on its own. But then we at least get to lock this Charizard for their next turn. They need to evolve another Charizard or get enough energy on the Radiant Charizard to attack, because this Charizard EX is frozen. It cannot move, it cannot do anything, it can retreat though. There's always that. So let's see what they're gonna do. What do they have in mind? How are they gonna get past the Vanilluxe? We actually evolved it at the right time as well, which is pretty neat. Here comes Bibarel, no Pidgeot. They got Bibarel instead. They got another Charmander on the bench, so let's hope they don't candy that early. Eventually they're gonna get stuck not being able to attack though. If they can do a candy this turn, then they can't attack on the next turn. Right? But we would need to charge up the second Okidogi though, which could be a challenge. But we have Ultra Ball for Fezandipiti. I feel like we should be fine. Can draw 3 cards and then play a Janine or research for Dark Patch. Feel like Energy Switch is better. Janine with Energy Switch is better because we have 4 copies of the Energy Switch now, just to make us, just to give us an early start. Because if you got the Janine and the Energy Switch, that's equal a one-hit knockout on your first turn going second. If you got the Dark Patch, you have to discard the energy. You have to, it's not that easy to play Dark Patch. You need your Pecharunt, you have to switch your Okidogi from the bench into the active. If you have your Okidogi in the active, then it wouldn't be that easy to play a Dark Patch anymore. But Dark Patch actually helps you a lot late game, because if you don't get your next Janine, then you would need the Dark Patch, and it actually works with Irida pretty smoothly. So maybe we should be playing 3 Energy Switch, 2 Dark Patch, I don't know. I feel more safe with 4 Energy Switch though, I just prefer that. But I think we should definitely change it, because the second and third Okidogi isn't really that easy to accelerate, to prepare, to charge up. But we got our second Binding Mochi for this one, and we actually top deck a Janine as well, which is pretty neat. Are we gonna play this turn? Is it too early to be doing the Janine? Let's do Ultra Ball for the Fezandipiti. I feel like we should bench it this turn while we can, because they could do Iono anytime. We could actually bench another Vanillite though. If we do the Vanillite, we can Rare Candy on the next turn, but then counter the boss. If they boss knock out the first Vanilluxe, we can evolve another one with the second candy. We got 3 candies for this list. But anyways, I don't think we need it though. If they waste 1 turn doing a boss on the Vanilluxe, they would be wasting 1 turn drawing only 1 prize card. That means they essentially would be wasting 1 turn doing nothing, because they need 3 more knockouts after that, right? Because they're only drawing 1 prize, unless if they do 𝑷𝑻𝑪𝑮𝑳, they would need 3 more knockouts to win the game. So we actually did Janine onto our bench. I'm not sure if we should be using the ability right now. I don't think so. Isn't it too early? Let's draw 2 cards with Greninja and take out the Charmander. They gave us the Charmander though. They should not be giving us the Charmander. Okay. We're actually choosing to switch into the second Dogi and attaching the energy from our hand. Let's bench the Fezandipiti. I feel like we should just bench it right now. Okay, Chain Crazed for the first prize, with the Charizard on the bench having 30 HP remaining. If they play Hero's Cape, they can still attack. So the funny thing about Lost Vacuum is that I don't think it really works as a counter against the Hero's Cape, or what the booster capsules, ancient booster capsules, if they choose to attach those tool cards late, then you can't really do anything about it though. You might as well just knock them out with your second hit. If you do the Lost Vacuum, it's not gonna help. It's not gonna do the auto knockout. It's not gonna help you. It really isn't. If you play the Jamming Tower, they could actually play a Stadium card to remove that tower and then use their tool card to attack once more. So basically, Vanilluxe locks them from attacking if they have 30 or less HP, 40 or less HP remaining. If they have 30 HP remaining, and then attach a Hero's Cape or Ancient Booster Capsule. So that's the only counter against Vanilluxe that I know of. There's really nothing much we can do except hope they don't play enough of their tool cards, hope they don't get the tool cards at the right time, hope they attach it too early. Then we actually get to play Chain Craze to lower their HP down to 40 or less. But anyways, back to the game once more. We got Candy and Vanilluxe. We don't have Vanilluxe anymore for this list. We got instead 3 copies of the Candy. I think we actually started out with 2 Vanillite, 1 Vanilluxe, 2 Vanilluxe, and 3 Candies. Eventually we swapped around. We got only 1 Stadium card for this version, for this game. Now we got 2 Stadium cards, so no more Stage 1. I don't think we need the Stage 1 because if we evolve stage by stage, it would be too late. So might as well just do an extra Irida and 3 Candies. You can also think about adding Tracking Shoes to this list, obviously for Okidogi to attack fast, and also to support your next attacker. To charge up your next Dogi, you actually need to draw quite a lot of cards, right? So we only have Pokegear for this version, and for Janine though, with the Fezandipiti and Radiant Greninja for the draw support, but you can actually add cards on your own, like more Tracking Shoes. You can play like only 1 line of the Vanilluxe. If you're confident it won't get prized, you can play Heavy Ball, stuff like that with 1 copy of your Vanillite. I don't know. Just try experiment with this build. It's a lot of fun. I don't think we need the Tracking Shoes, but I feel like you guys should try it out on your own and then do some modifications according to your preference, according to your instinct. Because I feel like there should, there is something more that we can do for this for this deck to improve on consistency, to improve on speed or something, to make it more turbo. But anyways, we won against Charizard EX by doing a full lock, buying us extra turns to do more damage or collect extra prizes. Another game with Toxic Gelato.
you.